Today we are facing a serious health crisis that is spreading across the entire globe. This crisis is obesity, a condition where a person has an unhealthy amount of body fat. It is much more than just a matter of appearance. It is a complex medical problem that increases the risk for many other serious diseases. For decades, health experts have watched with growing concern as the numbers have climbed higher and higher. This isn't an issue confined to one country or one group of people. It affects wealthy nations and developing countries alike, touching the lives of adults, teenagers, and even very young children. We can no longer afford to ignore the scale of this problem, as it is putting a tremendous strain on our healthcare systems and shortening lives. The statistics are truly staggering and paint a very clear picture of the challenge ahead. According to the World Health Organization, more than 1 billion people worldwide are now living with obesity. This number has more than doubled since 1990. Think about that for a moment. The rate of this condition is accelerating at an alarming pace. Among children and adolescents, the numbers are even more troubling, having quadrupled in the last 3 decades. This means we are seeing a generation of young people who are starting their lives with a significant health disadvantage, setting them on a path toward chronic illness. These aren't just abstract figures, they represent real people, our friends, our family members, and our neighbors whose health is at serious risk. So what is driving this dramatic and dangerous trend? While the causes of obesity are complex and involve many factors, including genetics and activity levels, one of the main culprits has become increasingly clear. A major contributor to this global weight gain is the dramatic increase in our consumption of sugar, specifically what we call added sugars. These are the sugars that are put into our foods and drinks during processing, not the ones that are naturally found in whole fruits or milk. Our modern food environment is saturated with these hidden sugars, making it incredibly easy to consume far more than our bodies can handle without even realizing it. The connection between rising sugar intake and rising obesity rates is undeniable. Understanding this link is the first critical step toward finding a solution. For many years, dietary fat was seen as the primary enemy in the battle against weight gain. We were told to choose low-fat options, which often were packed with extra sugar to make them taste better. This shift in our diets has had profound consequences that we are only now beginning to fully comprehend. The global obesity epidemic is a clear signal that something has gone very wrong with the way we eat. By focusing on the role of excess sugar, we can start to unravel this problem and empower ourselves to make choices that protect our health and well-being for the long term. To tackle the sugar problem, we first need to understand what it is and where it hides. Not all sugars are created equal. There are naturally occurring sugars like the fructose you find in a whole apple, or the lactose in a glass of milk. These sugars come packaged with fiber, vitamins and minerals, which help our bodies process them more slowly. Then there are added sugars. These are the sugars and syrups that are added to foods and beverages when they are made. Common examples include high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, also known as table sugar, dextrose, and maltose. These are the sugars that offer no nutritional benefit and are a primary source of what we call empty calories. You might be surprised to learn just where these added sugars are lurking. They are not just in the obvious places like candy, cookies, and cakes. Manufacturers add them to a vast array of products to improve flavor, texture, and shelf life. A single can of soda, for instance, can contain more than your entire recommended daily limit of added sugar. But it doesn't stop there. You will find significant amounts of added sugar in breakfast cereals, yogurts, bread, pasta sauces, salad dressings, and even foods that are marketed as healthy, like granola bars and sports drinks. This makes it incredibly difficult for consumers to track how much sugar they are actually eating each day. The reason these added sugars are so problematic is how our bodies react to them. When you eat sugar without the fiber that is found in whole foods, it is absorbed into your bloodstream very quickly. This causes a rapid spike in your blood glucose levels. In response, your pancreas releases a hormone called insulin to help move that glucose out of your blood and into your cells for energy. When you constantly consume high amounts of sugar, you are forcing your body to go on this roller coaster of sugar spikes and insulin surges. This process is incredibly taxing on your system and disrupts your body's natural balance. Over time, this constant demand on your pancreas can lead to serious problems. Your cells can start to ignore the signal from insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance. This is a major stepping stone toward developing type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, after the initial sugar rush, you often experience a crash, which can leave you feeling tired and hungry again soon after eating. This creates a vicious cycle of craving more sugary foods to get another quick energy boost. It's a trap that is very easy to fall into, and it is at the very heart of why added sugar is so closely linked to weight gain and obesity. The consequences of consuming too much sugar extend far beyond simply gaining weight. A high-sugar diet is a direct assault on nearly every system in your body, leading to a wide range of chronic and life-threatening health problems. One of the most well-known consequences is type 2 diabetes. As we discussed, constant sugar spikes lead to insulin resistance, forcing the pancreas to work overtime until it can no longer keep up. This results in dangerously high blood sugar levels, the hallmark of diabetes, a disease that can lead to nerve damage, kidney failure, and blindness if not managed carefully. The soaring rates of diabetes around the world are a direct reflection of our changing, sweeter diets. Your heart is also in the line of fire. Excessive sugar intake contributes to several risk factors for heart disease, the leading cause of death globally. It can raise your blood pressure and increase chronic inflammation throughout your body. Furthermore, when the liver is overwhelmed with sugar, particularly fructose, it converts the excess into fat. Some of this fat is released into the bloodstream as triglycerides. High levels of triglycerides, along with unhealthy cholesterol patterns also driven by sugar, can clog your arteries. This condition, known as atherosclerosis, dramatically increases your risk of having a heart attack or stroke. Thinking about a sweet drink as a threat to your heart health is a powerful shift in perspective. The liver itself suffers immense damage from a high-sugar diet. Just as some people develop alcoholic liver disease, you can develop non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD, from consuming too much sugar. When your liver is constantly tasked with processing more sugar than your body needs for energy, it stores the excess as fat within its own cells. Over time, this buildup of fat can cause inflammation and scarring, a condition called cirrhosis, which can ultimately lead to liver failure. Millions of people, including a growing number of children, now have fatty liver disease, and many are completely unaware of it because it often has no early symptoms. The damage doesn't stop there. Emerging research continues to uncover more links between high sugar consumption and other serious diseases. Studies have suggested that chronic inflammation and high insulin levels caused by sugar can fuel the growth of certain types of cancer cells. Your dental health is also at obvious risk, as sugar feeds the harmful bacteria in your mouth that cause cavities and gum disease. Even your brain is not immune. Some studies now link high sugar diets to cognitive decline and an increased risk of dementia. The message is clear: the sweet taste of sugar comes at a very high price for our long-term health. The good news is that we have the power to protect ourselves and our families from the dangers of excess sugar. The journey begins with making conscious, informed choices every single day. One of the most effective skills you can develop is learning how to read and understand food labels. Don't just look at the calories. Find the nutrition facts panel and look specifically for the added sugars line. This will tell you exactly how much sugar has been put into the product during processing. You will be shocked to find high amounts in savory foods like ketchup, bread, and soups. Making a habit of checking this line before you put an item in your shopping cart is a game changer. Once you know what to look for, you can start making smarter swaps. The goal is not to eliminate all sugar from your life, but to drastically reduce the added sugars. Choose whole, unprocessed foods as often as possible. Instead of buying a fruit-flavored yogurt that is loaded with sugar, opt for plain yogurt and add your own fresh berries. Instead of a sugary breakfast cereal, have a bowl of oatmeal with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cooking more meals at home gives you complete control over the ingredients, allowing you to avoid the hidden sugars found in so many restaurant and takeout meals. These small, consistent changes add up to a massive positive impact on your health over time. One of the single most impactful changes you can make is to rethink what you drink. Sugar-sweetened beverages like sodas, fruit juices, energy drinks, and sweet teas are the largest source of added sugars in the diets of many people. Because they are liquid, the calories in sugar are consumed very quickly without making you feel full, leading to overconsumption. Make water your primary beverage. It is essential for your health, has 0 calories and no sugar. If you find plain water boring, try infusing it with slices of lemon, cucumber, or mint for a refreshing flavor. Unsweetened tea and coffee are also excellent healthy alternatives. Finally, be patient and kind to yourself. Changing long-standing habits takes time and effort. You might experience cravings at first as your body and brain have become accustomed to frequent sugar hits. It's important to have a plan for these moments. Keep healthy snacks like a piece of fruit or a handful of nuts readily available. Don't get discouraged if you have a setback. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Every time you choose water over soda or a piece of fruit over a candy bar, you are taking a powerful step toward reclaiming your health and building a better, more vibrant future for yourself. While individual actions are incredibly important, solving a problem of this magnitude requires a collective effort. We need a supportive environment that makes the healthy choice the easy choice for everyone. This is where schools, communities, and governments have a crucial role to play. Public health education campaigns are essential to raise awareness about the dangers of excess sugar. These campaigns need to be clear, simple, and far-reaching, much like the successful campaigns that helped reduce smoking rates. When people truly understand the risks, they are more motivated to change their behavior and demand healthier options from the food industry. Governments can and should implement policies that help steer the population toward better health. One effective strategy that has been adopted in several countries and cities is the implementation of a sugar tax on sweetened beverages. The goal of this tax is twofold: to discourage consumption of these unhealthy drinks by making them more expensive and to generate revenue that can be used to fund health initiatives and subsidize healthier foods. Additionally, governments can enforce stricter regulations on food labeling, such as front-of-pack warnings that clearly indicate if a product is high in sugar, fat, or salt. These policies help to level the playing field for consumers. Protecting the most vulnerable members of our society, our children, must be a top priority. The food industry spends billions of dollars every year marketing sugary cereals, snacks, and drinks directly to children through television ads and online campaigns. This is a powerful force that parents are constantly fighting against. Governments should implement strong regulations that restrict the marketing of unhealthy foods and beverages to children. Furthermore, our schools should be safe havens for nutrition. This means removing sugary drinks and snacks from vending machines and cafeterias, and ensuring that the meals served promote good health and establish positive eating habits from a young age. Ultimately, turning the tide on the sugar crisis is about creating a cultural shift. It's about recognizing that what we eat is one of the most powerful forms of medicine we have. The information is clear. A diet high in added sugar is fueling a global epidemic of obesity and chronic disease. But with this knowledge comes power. By making informed choices as individuals, demanding more from the food industry, and supporting smart public health policies, we can create a healthier future. Let us commit to this change, not just for ourselves, but for the well-being of the next generation. Our collective health depends on the actions we take today.